Look, it's all zeros. 0% financing, 0% down, 0% repairs and labor costs for 10 years. Experience the premier difference today. Financing is available with approved credit. Offer expires 9/30/2024. Premier Heating and Air is offering system checkups. Heat or AC, your choice, $49. Free estimate restrictions may apply, and this offer can't be combined with other offers. Experience the premier difference today. Log on to dublin.premierishere.com. Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company.
Good morning. We're glad everyone is here. I get the luxury of introducing our judges. Unfortunately, two of those were not able to be with us today, but we still would like to recognize them. Dr. Tama Freeman and Dr. Diane Fry was on the committee. We do have one judge here with us today, and we'd like to recognize her, Miss Lisa Dean. If she would stand, please. Thank you, Miss Dean. A little bit about Miss Dean. She got her master's and her bachelor's from Georgia College and State University. She got her ed leadership from Columbus State. She's had many hats, I think, throughout the years of education. She's been a teacher, a grad coach, a professional development and CCRPI coordinator. She's been an ELA district support specialist for Oconee RESA. She's also been a human resources and a federal programs director. So we appreciate her being a judge for us and the job that they do, but we just wanted to recognize them. Thank you.
Thank you and good morning. In addition to all of our sponsors that help support this wonderful event, we would like to thank our in-house people who makes this day very possible as well. We would like to thank Mr. Tim Passmore, our Associate Superintendent, who puts this entire process together. We would all, yes. And I didn't ask them to stand because they would get me if I do that, so you'll get a chance to see them. Mr. Lance Smith, who you're going to see the wonderful videos from. All the wonderful flowers you see are from Miss Kathy Baggett. And then this entire process and this day and getting all the sponsors and making sure everything gets here, Miss Leanne Tribble. At this time, we're going to get ready to turn it over to our principals from each school who will recognize the Teacher of the Year from their school. And to help us keep order without me having to come back up here, we're going to follow the order that is in your program. So we will start with East Lawrence Primary and Miss Brandy Percy as the principal. And then the other principals will continue in the order on the program. Thank you.
Good morning. It is my honor and privilege to introduce Miss Naomi Pope. She is a kindergarten teacher at East Lawrence Primary School. She has taught kindergarten for 11 years and all at East Lawrence Primary School. And she has been a lead kindergarten teacher for over 6 years. And she is phenomenal. She brings with her husband, Wade, and one of her mentee teachers, Danielle Dollar, stepped in when her mother got sick and couldn't make it. That just goes to show you how important that she is to our school and our community. She is phenomenal in ways that teachers that are only called to this profession can be. Just a prime example of that is a 9th grader last year recently wrote a letter to her congratulating her for becoming Teacher of the Year. The 9th grader was taught by her in kindergarten. So for her to have touched that 9th grader's life the way that she did, it just goes to show you that she's definitely called to this profession. And we're extremely proud to have her at East Lawrence Primary School. Miss Naomi Pope.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Kelly Dean, the principal at East Lawrence Elementary, and I'm very privileged to be here with Ms. Smith, our representative from East Lawrence Elementary. A couple of weeks ago, I heard a coach from a local team give a speech, and one of the things he said is that he was on a relentless pursuit of continuous improvement. And I wrote that down, and I thought, oh, that's a good tagline. I like that line. And last night when I was thinking about Ms. Smith and how I was going to describe her today, I went back to that line. She's been teaching 21 years, and I think the first year, as well as this 21st year, she is continually on a relentless pursuit for continuous improvement. When you go into Ms. Smith's room, it is teaching from the minute you walk in till the minute you walk out. She understands the assignment that what she needs to do for these children. All but 1 year, she has taught ELA. And if you know anything about ELA, you know that's the foundation for a child's life. Whether they go on to trade school, college, just to work, you've got to be able to read and write. And I think she understands that and knows that and the importance of the job she has. When I was doing the math last night, if you look at her 21 years and the kids she's taught, a low estimate would be 1,000 kids. So when you think about 1,000 kids into this community that have had the foundation in reading and writing and community skills and growing skills and the impact that she's made on them. I think another big compliment to her, when we're parents, one of the compliments is how our children turn out. But as a teacher, I think a compliment to the profession and to her is that her son, Mr. Smith, who is with us today, chose to go in the same profession. He watched his mom as a child, he watched her as a teacher and watched how she impacted kids. And now we are very privileged to have him at ELE. They teach on the same hall, the same grade, the same subject. So I think that's a compliment and a testament to how much he admires his mom and what he saw her do as a teacher. In a day and age when teachers may not always be revered, our profession is not always looked up to anymore. I think there's lots of people besides Mr. Smith, besides 1,000 kids and myself, that would look to you as an example of what teaching is and how important it is. I have learned in the last few years with Miss Smith that my job is to just get out of the way and let her do her thing, let her teach. She's got it and she knows it. So Miss Smith, we are honored and we are privileged to have her representing East Lawrence Elementary as our Teacher of the Year. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kyle Gerard with A+ Flooring and Construction. We're growing to meet your needs. We now have locations in Dublin, Georgia and in Eastman, Georgia. You can find us at 371 Georgia Highway 338 in Dublin, phone number 478-676-2662, or in Eastman, Georgia at 234 Main Street, phone number 478-559-1280. We look forward to serving all your flooring and construction needs.
I didn't choose this line of work. It chose me. Those days when it seems impossible to get everything done are the days I live for. It's my passion. If you do what you're passionate about every day, you'll never work a day in your life.
Hi, I'm Greg Carter with Shamrock Honda Kawasaki CF Moto. Come check out our full lineup of ATVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles. We serve Dublin, Lawrence, and Central Georgia areas, and we'd love to serve you.
Good morning. My name is Garrett Cannon, principal at East Lawrence Middle School. I've got the honor of introducing Miss Jennifer Wood. I can't say how much of a help she's been to me as a new principal coming in and kind of getting the foundation under me, getting settled. I've been very quick to realize the impact that she has on East Lawrence Middle School. She's got a total of 18 years in education, half of that, so she spent 9 years in Lawrence County so far. And out of those 18 years, she's taught 8th grade math. She did that for 1 year, and the rest of the years have been in 6th grade. She teaches math and social studies for us at East Lawrence Middle School, and the impact that she has is very far-reaching. So last year, with her collaborative teacher that she was with, they actually got honored with the E3 award. So they got the penny ceremony for the E3 nomination, and this year she's played a very integral part with a new SPED teacher that we have in her classroom, and that she's been a great mentor to them so far. She her classroom, when you go into her classroom, she's got the lights, the string of lights all through the classroom, and the lamps. The decor is just right. It makes it somewhere that you really want to be. I really enjoy that. It's not uncommon to see her right beside the kids talking with them, and you can just tell. You can tell there's love there. There's no question about her love for the students and just the role that she played with the teachers. And she is our 6th grade lead teacher. So that's been a blessing to have her in that capacity. So I can't say enough, and I feel like I'm very blessed to have her, and I know East Lawrence Middle School is very blessed to have Miss Jennifer Wood.
Good morning. I'm Keldrick Burke. I'm the principal at East Lawrence High School, and this is our Teacher of the Year, Miss Anitra Johnson. Miss Johnson has been with us, been at East Lawrence for 6 years, and this is her going into her 7th year in education. Mr. Garnto, when he came up, he opened up explaining that most of the people in the room are some of the most influential people in our buildings. And I will say, Miss Johnson, in her quiet, humble way, she is one of the most influential staff members that we have in our building. Her relationship that she's developed with our kids is unmatched, and she really epitomizes our school thing, which is one team, one family, one East, because she definitely represents everything in terms of being a team player for our school. I've had to go to Miss Johnson, this is my 2nd year at East Lawrence High School, and I've had to go to her twice already to ask her to pick up an extra class due to some movements in our building with certain teachers. And Ms. Johnson didn't hesitate. This last time I had to go to her, and I was like, man, I know she's tired of me coming to her and ask her to change and do these things, but she's like, Mr. Burke, whatever you need me to do, I'm going to do it. And she doesn't know this yet, but she probably will be moving into our lead sped teacher role due to some other movements, but she's everything you want in a leader. She's very patient, very kind, very soft-spoken, but she has this rapport with our kids that no one else in our building has. So I feel like, just as Dr. Cannon just said, we feel blessed to have her at our school every single day. She's one of those people who show up to work every single day, rarely calls in, rarely isn't there, but she does everything we ask her to do. So, Ms. Johnson, we appreciate you, we love you, and I thank you for being a team player at East Lawrence High School.
Good morning. I'm J.T. Dean. I'm the principal at Northwest Lawrence. I am proud to introduce Ms. Shelby Hill, our Teacher of the Year for Northwest Lawrence. She's joined by her husband, Mr. Chuck Hill, and her mother, who is also a teacher at Northwest, Miss Janet Baggett. As she takes my picture, Miss Pat always likes to throw a curveball. We usually just stand up at the table and do this, but I think it's wonderful to come up here and recognize these teachers and give them sort of the recognition they deserve. Miss Hill is an amazing teacher. I had the joy of visiting her class several times throughout her time at Northwest. She always creates engaging, highly rigorous lessons. Not only does she create rigorous lessons, but her lessons show how much she cares for the students. The students really enjoy being in her class. She creates lasting relationships with her students. I know that I could see the joy on their face during the lessons that they actually enjoyed the lesson. I think that's a huge compliment to any teacher. The last few years, Ms. Hill has been our lead ELA teacher for 3rd grade. I can't say enough how much we appreciated the job she did. She led our 3rd grade 2 years in a row to the highest 3rd grade milestone scores in our RESA. I think there's 12 or 13 schools in our RESA, depending on how you count. So that is a huge accomplishment to be number 1 in our RESA, and Ms. Hill played a huge part in doing that. I attended their planning sessions, and Ms. Hill was the embodiment of a leader. She led her team. She helped her teachers. She was a source of support for other ELA teachers. She ensured that all the 3rd grade classrooms at Northwest had the same level of rigorous, engaging lessons. And she was there if a young teacher or even a veteran teacher had a question or needed some support. She was always there for her team. So we are so happy that she is our nominee, or not our nominee, she was our winner for Teacher of the Year. This for the 2nd time in 3 years, I have to say that our Teacher of the Year is now at West Lawrence High School. Where's Dr. Kim? So, I'm not going to say that's a good trend, but we are sending you some fantastic people, Dr. Kemp. Miss Baggett, her mother, is still at Northwest, carrying on the legacy. But we are so happy to announce her a Teacher of the Year and so thankful for her work at Northwest. And just want to say congratulations to Ms. Hill and to her family.
Good morning. I love this part of the year. You look around the room, and this is year 30 for me, and I either taught some of these, taught along with some of these, or have been administrator of most of these people. And it's pretty cool when we get to recognize those that their peers vote on. And so that's great. Miss Jamie Register Young, an amazing lady. This is her 4th year, but before I talk about her, I want to talk about her family. So with her today is Mr. Steve, and this is her father. 40 years in the workforce with Farm Credit down in Florida, which we'll forgive him for that. And her mother, Miss Kathy, is 36 years as an elementary school teacher, and her son, which is my partner at school, Rhett. And I say that to say what kind of a workhorse she's coming from. I mean, that family has worked a long time. And she's the same way. I mean, it's embedded in her. This is her 13th year overall. She has taught high school algebra 1. Don't get any ideas, anybody? She has taught transition classes at high school. She's taught elementary SPED and high school SPED. And this is her 4th year at Southwest Lawrence. And in her first year, she was a co-teacher. And now she works in one of our resource classes, mostly autism, but resource overall. And she's done a phenomenal job. She's been able to get out of kids far more than expectations are for them along their goals. She's had kids score 4s on the milestones, and it's easy to see if you sit in her classroom. And it's just the job that she does. Her school recognizes that, which is why they voted her Teacher of the Year this year. So congratulations, Miss Jamie.
This month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and once again, Dublin Nissan is joining the fight against this terrible disease. Hi, I'm Don Carswell, and our team here at Dublin Nissan is asking you to join us in this fight. For every car serviced or sold this month, we'll be making a donation to our local agency partners. So come on by and pick out a new Nissan, like the Rogue or all-new 2025 Kicks, or something from our pre-owned collection. Then our team will make you a no-hassle deal, and we can continue the fight against breast cancer.
Midstate Tractor and Equipment has this area's largest selection of outdoor power equipment, zero-turn mowers, utility vehicles, tractors, implements, and more. Choose the industry's top brands and names you can trust, all waiting for you at Midstate Tractor and Equipment, 1325 North Jefferson Street in Dublin. Call 478-272-2198 or check us out online at midstatetractorandequipment.com. Products you can count on, a name you can trust. That's Midstate Tractor and Equipment.
It is very much an honor to represent West Lawrence Middle School here this morning and introduce our Teacher of the Year, Ms. Pamela Howell, to you. Pamela brings with her her husband Byron and her mom and dad John and Patty Woodard. Pamela is a legacy in education. Her grandfathers were both in education. Both of her parents were in education. She was in education for a little while, went to industry, and came back to education, and thank God she came back to West Middle when she came back to education. One of the greatest testaments I can say is that she was elected on her first ballot as Teacher of the Year. That's how well respected she is among our staff. She teaches from about 7:15 a.m. till who knows when at night. She is our media arts teacher. And in her classroom, they do so much cool stuff. They're the yearbook, they do animation, they do commercials, they do our news show. And when I say they, it's the students. You know, a lot of times teachers do it and their kids watch. Every time I've been in her room, it's her students that are learning these life skills. There's a statement, and I'm going to paraphrase it because I won't get it just right, from Mr. Holland's opus that says, if you take away the arts, what do they have to read and write about? And I think that embodies what Ms. Howell does. Team player, she runs our school store every morning at 7:15, and kids come up, and she's teaching then. They asking her about all kind of things that they're doing, all the projects they're doing, the news show, the yearbook. She puts out a fabulous yearbook. I mean, it is beautiful. Her kids put out a fabulous yearbook. It's beautiful. And then every ball game I'm at, every Miss West Lawrence pageant, every whatever, she's there when I leave, still with kids, taking pictures, putting together media opportunities for those kids. She is very well respected among our staff immediately, and one of the greatest testaments that I can say to any teacher is the school store is I love the school store. That's where I can interact with kids, and they took it away from me a couple years ago because I had other things to do, but I still go almost every morning. And to see a look on a kid's face when they walk up to Miss Howell, or to be at a football game, and to see the look on a kid's face when they walk up to Miss Howell says all you need to know about how well respected she is and how much she's loved by her students. So what an honor it is to once again introduce to you Miss Pamela Howell.
Good morning. So here with us today we have Meredith Lawhorn. She is West Lawrence High School's Teacher of the Year. She has been teaching for 17 years. She has 2 boys, Ford and John Ross. She has her mother with her today, and she is married to Dr. Jamie Lawhorn, so we know she's on track for sainthood. Meredith is the type of teacher that any principal would love to have. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. She's an all things type teacher. She gets along with all of her coworkers. She can teach all kinds of students. She'll do anything that you ask her to do. She sponsors clubs. She works late. She comes in early. She's an all things type of person. She's involved in community service, and she also gets our students involved in community service. But the thing that I admire most about Meredith is she can teach all kinds of students. She teaches AP students, she teaches gifted students, she teaches the average run-of-the-mill students, and then she teaches those students who struggle. And she challenges those students to be their best, just like she would her AP students. And her test scores shows it. So for her biology class, her students who struggled scores were comparable to other teachers' regular class. And so that is something that I'm just so proud of her for, believing that all kids can learn and challenging all students to be their best. Meredith Lawhorn.
Good morning. I'm Torrance Pittman. I'm the principal at the alternative school, and this is my pleasure to introduce our Teacher of the Year at the alternative school. This is our first time doing this again in probably about 8 or 9 years. I remember when I first got in this position, me and Mr. Passmore, we talked about it, but we was like, well, we good. We really didn't want to be, we didn't have enough staff. We was like, we'll do something at the alternative school for the teachers every year. But as we grew, we decided to, hey, bring this back. And so this is our first time. And when I went to the teachers to say, hey, we're going to do Teacher of the Year again. And hey, do you want to vote? They said, we don't even want to vote. The first thing they said is Antonio Green is the Teacher of the Year of this building right here. Antonio, he's here with his lovely wife. I hope I pronounced that right. It's Miss Tashima Green. All right, they have 5 kids. Coach Green, listen, I really can't say enough about him. Our kids, when we get in our school, we don't know who we're going to get, how many we're going to have on an any-day basis. So every day we know in the school system, every day is a different day, but at the alternative school, it truly is a different day every day. This, Antonio, whatever that day is, he is the same person every day. He comes in with a smile on his face. When you ask him to do something, he never hesitates, to the point where he is listed as our SPED teacher at alternative school, but he also does PE for us. When I brought him the idea, hey, can you split your time to do PE just to try to help the kids get out the classroom more? He never hesitated. He said, yes, I'd love to do it. I'd love to do it. And this is his 4th year with us, 3rd year with us. I don't think I ever heard a man complain one time, not one time. He's the most common person we got in our building, to the point where his decision making and how much I trust him, with him being over our SPED students. Anytime a principal or somebody calls and say, hey, we got a new SPED student coming, I said, whatever Antonio says, I'm good with it. And because I know whatever he's going to do is going to be solid, it's going to be upright, and he's looking for the best for the students. I can promise you this right here. This young man right here, he's one of the best that Lawrence County got in the system. He's one of the best Lawrence County got in the system. So I can't say much about him. I know one day I'm going to lose him, but I'm going to try to keep him as long as I can. I know I'm going to try to keep him as long as I can. But again, the alternative school principal of the Teacher of the Year, Mr. Antonio Green.
We have natural gas all over town.
Get yourself a natural gas tankless water heater and save space.
And have endless hot water.
Natural gas is more efficient than electricity.
And it's lighter than air.
When you install natural gas appliances,
you can get rebates up to $1,500.
The City of Dublin will finance you up to $7,500.
For 60 months at 0% interest.
Use natural gas for all your outdoor cooking.
it's a luxury.
We're on call 24/7.
You'll call us and we'll be there.
Whether you're building a home or starting a business, City of Dublin Natural Gas has you covered.
We serve commercial and residential gas all across town.
Yeah. Call your gas guys.
At 478-277-5048.
If these walls could talk, they'd cry uncle. They didn't plan to become offices or yoga studios, but they've stood by us, even when we got a little stir-crazy. For that, they deserve some thanks. They deserve Benjamin Moore.
Quality products and installation since 1985. That's 4 Seasons.
Now it's time for the video so you can see these teachers in action. You can hear what these kids have to say about them. That's always my favorite part. You know, I was thinking up at the table a little while ago how long we've been doing this, and I think I've been putting this video together for over 20 years now, because Dennis was 2006. I remember doing his, and I was doing it before that. So it's been quite a long time of doing the video. It's always great to hear what the kids have to say about the teachers. I do have to edit that sometimes. I did a couple yesterday because they want to talk about how good this teacher is, but how much they don't like this one. So I had to fix one of those yesterday at one of these schools. So, but this is a great video. Just seeing the teachers do such a great job, and it's good to be able to go in every classroom. I actually got sick during the process this year, so some of you saw Dennis and Casey come around the film. I appreciate them helping me out. But I finished it up yesterday, edited. Man, it's been a long process getting it done, cutting it to the last minute. But this is about 30 minutes long. We're a little longer this year, but it's a good video. I think you'll enjoy what the kids have to say and seeing the teachers in action. So we'll get it started.
The Teacher of the Year for Crossroads Alternative School is Antonio Green. He is a dedicated educator and football coach who brings a wealth of experience to his current role at the school. Coach Green holds a bachelor's degree in sports management from the University of Sioux Falls and is currently pursuing his master's degree in special education at Georgia College and State University. In the classroom, Coach Green teaches math and English to students ranging from 6th through 12th grade. He stated, "I am deeply committed to fostering a love for learning and creating an inclusive environment for all my students. My teaching style is rooted in patience, understanding, and adaptability, which he believes are essential qualities for an educator. Coach Green's commitment to his students and his profession is evident in his work, earning respect among his peers and his students. He stated, "My instructional choices are designed to foster student development. I am not just a teacher, I am a mentor, a guide, and a source of inspiration for my students." Coach Green believes that education is not just about imparting knowledge, but also about nurturing critical thinking skills, fostering a love of learning and building character. He strives to create a safe and supportive learning environment for his students. A former student wrote, "Coach Green took the time with me when no one else did. He believed in me and became the father figure I never had. He pushed me to do my best and saw potential in me that I didn't see in myself." A coworker shared, "Mr. Green's character speaks volumes. He is humble, kind, dedicated, driven, has a heart of gold, and a passion to reach every student he teaches. He has high expectations for his students, working diligently to meet them where they are and guide them to where they want to be. He is a true gem to the special education department."
Coach Green is the best teacher because he helps me and studies with me.
Coach Green is a good teacher because he gives out really motivational speeches during while we're playing. He's a really good coach overall, and I think he's just like a really good coach.
Coach Green is a good teacher because he has a good heart and he's a good coach.
This is Crossroads Alternative Schools, Teacher of the Year, Antonio Green. The Teacher of the Year for Northwest Lawrence Elementary School is Shelby Hill. Teaching elementary students for the past 8 years, Mrs. Hill received her Bachelor of Science degree from Middle Georgia State University and her master's degree from Georgia College. At Northwest Lawrence, Mrs. Hill served as the lead ELA teacher for her grade level. She has a true passion for literacy and creativity and strives to ignite that passion within her students. She stated, "Each day, I want to make my students feel loved, valued, and respected. I enjoy getting to know each of my students and their families." She believes that by engaging my students' families, I can better serve each of them. She continued sharing that teachers now are not just impacting their own classroom, they are beginning to ignite a change in their schools, their communities, and in our state. Mrs. Hill stated that her classroom is a family environment where students can laugh, be honest, be themselves, and have a memorable year. She says, "Third grade is a pivotal year, and I want to make their experience an exciting one." A former student shared, "I was so scared to go to third grade, but you were so supportive and I learned so much from you. You always made us laugh, and I will never forget the impact you had on my life." Her mom wrote, "Pride doesn't describe the feeling I had when Shelby told me she was chosen for Teacher of the Year for Northwest Lawrence Elementary. Being a teacher myself for 34 years, I was honored to have a daughter love teaching as much as I did." She added, "Shelby was hesitant to go into the teaching profession, but I have to say, she is a far better teacher than I ever was."
Miss Hill is a great teacher because she helped me a lot in ELA and math sometimes. I really like her because she helped me with essays, and then every day when we used to do good, she would give us a piece of candy on Friday, and we had jobs, and then she'll give us a piece of candy on Friday for doing our job, and that's the reason I love Miss Hill.
Miss Hill is a good teacher because she taught me how to write essays and doing more ELA stuff and being a good reader.
Miss Hill's a great teacher. She helps me with everything when I'm having trouble with, and every time I have a problem with something, she'll come over to my desk and she'll make it easier for me. Because I'm a visual learner and it helps me everything I do. So I love Miss Hill. She's a great teacher.
Miss Hill is a great teacher because every time I needed help with something, she would help me, and I liked when she read to us.
Miss Hill is a fantastic teacher because she helps us with our work,
and every time somebody needed help, she would come and help us. And when she's so funny, and when she read to us, she would do like funny voices, and she would like explain it all to us. And she's so sweet, and I love her so much.
This is Northwest Lawrence Elementary School's Teacher of the Year, Shelby Hill. The Teacher of the Year for West Lawrence Middle School is Pamela Howell. Pamela graduated from Valdosta State with a bachelor's degree in art and taught for 5 years in Jessup, Georgia. Pamela received her Master of Arts in Teaching and joined West Lawrence Middle School in 2020. She currently teaches 6th through 8th media arts and is the yearbook advisor. Pamela was the first media arts teacher for Lawrence County Schools. She has worked diligently the last 3 years, developing lesson plans and curriculum for this program. Mrs. Howell believes that every student is creative and loves to see students bring their ideas to life, whether through a picture, animation, or a brochure design. As a practicing graphic designer herself, real-world experience is something that Mrs. Howell likes to use in her classroom. She says, "One of my favorite lessons to teach is Introduction to Graphic Design and how to use Canva. In this class, students will have the opportunity to create designs or take pictures that are used around the school or on social media for their peers and community to see." She continues saying, "I love being able to see how excited and proud my students are of what they created in my class." Mrs. Howell gets to share her love of art with our community as well. Her students create greeting and holiday cards for local assisted living. She enjoys seeing the positive impact these cards make on someone else's day. A student said, "Mrs. Howell has all the qualities to be Teacher of the Year. She is supportive of her students, gives her students artistic freedom, and spends time with you when you need help. Because of Mrs. Howell, I picked up photography and love it. She made a difference in my life, and I'll be forever grateful." A teacher said, "Mrs. Howell focuses on providing new and exciting opportunities for our students to engage and learn. She is a great leader and innovator and a true asset to our school. I can honestly say she has made me a better teacher."
Miss Howell's a good teacher because every single time before her class, I'm always like so excited, and she's such a kind and generous teacher. She always helps us. She like never backs down to like, she's like always straightforward, and she'll be trustful and nice at the same time.
Miss Howell was like one of my favorite teachers because she never like just gives up. She always keeps on trying to help you, and if you don't get something, she'll go over it with you. And she's one of those teachers that like everybody says, tell a trusted adult. She's one of those trusted adults to us because she's always there for us if we need something, if something's going on. She's always making sure that we're okay.
Congratulations, Ms. Howell, for Teacher of the Year. I love being in Ms. Howell's class because she's a kind person you can run to advice to, and Ms. Howell's like a second mom to me. She understands and helps me through everything I go through, and she's a very kind person to anyone and everyone. I love you, Ms. Howell.
Congratulations, Ms. Howell, on winning Teacher of the Year. And I like being in Ms. Howell's class because her class is all about creativity, and she's the type of person you can open up to, and she's very sweethearted. And she treats all of us like her own, one of her own. And I love you, Ms. Howell, and I really appreciate you.
Ms. Howell is just an amazing teacher, and I could be having a bad day, and I realize, oh, it's Ms. Howell's class, and my day will just turn into an amazing day.
And she just like makes me happy, and she's like really kind, and she's kind of like chill, but she's also like no one gets in trouble.
And she keeps us on task. It's not like we don't get anything done. We get a lot of things done. She keeps us on task and keeps us straight.
I love Ms. Howell so much. She's been there for 3 years with me, and she gives good advice for sure, and she's a very good teacher.
Miss Howell is just overall a great teacher. She's just really nice, and she really acts like a parent role when we're in the classroom. and she can just be overall very helpful and a very great teacher, and she makes me learn a lot from her class, and I love her class so much. Congratulations, Ms. Howell, on Teacher of the Year.
This is West Lawrence Middle School's Teacher of the Year, Pamela Howell. The Teacher of the Year for East Lawrence High School is Anitra Johnson. Mrs. Johnson is currently a resource and co-teacher in math. She holds a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology, a Master of Arts in teaching, and a specialist in education from Georgia College and State University. Mrs. Johnson's philosophy is that students learn best when they are in an environment where they feel comfortable, supported, accountable, and safe. Using a variety of strategies, Mrs. Johnson's goal is to make sure each student feels supported. Mrs. Johnson states, "I help my students feel supported by encouraging them to always do their best, never second-guess themselves and finish the task. We celebrate all accomplishments, no matter how big or small." She believes that each student should be treated with respect, and she tries to model her life both inside and out of the classroom by a quote from Maya Angelou. "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you make them feel." A co-worker shared, "Mrs. Johnson is a diligent worker who has been able to develop a positive rapport and relationship with her students, their parents, and her colleagues. We are very lucky to have Mrs. Johnson as part of our Falcon family." A former student shared that, "Mrs. Johnson's dedication to her students and her love for teaching really made an impression on me. I just want to tell her thank you for not just being a teacher, but my mentor, a role model, and a true inspiration. I will be forever grateful for the time spent in her class."
Ms. Johnson is very nice because she's just a nice teacher all around. She treats students and staff with so much kindness.
Ms. Johnson is an amazing teacher because she never fails to be kind and caring to everyone, and she just has the motherly teacher instincts that not a lot of teachers have, and she never fails to come around and help us when we need it, and she always has her room open and after school if any student needs to stay and needs extra help.
Ms. Johnson's a very nice teacher who always cares and wants to help others, and when she needs us, she can always come to us. And she's a nice teacher.
Ms. Johnson deserves this award because she's a great all-around teacher. She helps us, she helps her students, and she cares for all of us. Ms. Johnson is a great teacher, she's a great mother, and she's just a great all-around person. And you deserve this, Ms. Johnson.
Ms. Johnson is a great teacher because she's passionate about what she do. She cares, and she's a good support system for her students at East Lawrence High School.
This is East Lawrence High School's Teacher of the Year, Anitra Johnson. The Teacher of the Year for West Lawrence High School is Meredith Lawhorn. Mrs. Lawhorn currently teaches AP Biology for 10th and 12th grade students. She received her Bachelor of Arts in Biology from Mercer in 2008, her Master's in 2012, followed by her Specialists in Teacher Leadership in 2013 from Georgia Southwestern. Devoted to the mission of West Lawrence High School, Mrs. Lawhorn works inside and outside the classroom to support the development of her students. Inside the classroom, her priorities have evolved with her teaching experience. She focuses on inquiry-based learning and student-centered investigations that grow her students' ability to ask questions. She stated, "I aspire to have my students increase their confidence and develop their skills of expression in my class." She continues saying, "These skills will help them as they mature into young adults and contributing members of our community. I have set a personal goal to have a positive impact on my students, both inside and outside the classroom, and have discovered students will more readily participate in a positive learning environment." Outside of the classroom, She has served as the school's Anchor Club sponsor since 2010 and has worked to advance this organization that supports service throughout the school and community. A former student stated, "Her love for learning and drive to be the best for her students is truly inspiring." She has a strong passion for teaching biology, and it showed in her energy each day. I am so thankful for all the lessons she taught me, whether it was about life science or just life in general. A coworker shared, "Meredith embodies the true definition of a team, as she is always striving to make everyone better. It is a privilege to teach beside her every day, and the teachers at West Lawrence High School are blessed to have her as a colleague."
Ms. Lawhorn is an amazing teacher because of the way she teaches. How she teaches helps me to understand and just gives me comfort in knowing that I know the information. She's very sweet, very kind, and always willing to help whenever you don't understand.
Miss Lawhorn is a great teacher because she's always on time. She has a list of things that she wants to do every single day, like she's prepared and everything. She's always there. She's there to help. She's there to answer questions. If you need help, she's there, always. She's always helpful in any way, like projects. She helped me with mine a lot, not even a lot. But other than that, overall, she's a great teacher in my opinion.
I think Ms. Lawhorn is a great teacher because she provides a friendly environment for all of her students, and she's always willing to help you with anything you need.
I think Miss Lawhorn is a good teacher because she helps me with my work and other students. She's nice and she helps us do all the work that we do.
I like Miss Lawhorn because she's one of the nicest teachers I've ever had. She knows how to teach good. I never seen her get mad or frustrated before. And she's probably my favorite teacher I had so far in high school.
This is West Lawrence High School's Teacher of the Year, Meredith Lawhorn. The Teacher of the Year for East Lawrence Primary is Naomi Pope. Teaching kindergarten for 10 years, Mrs. Pope completed her undergraduate degree at Georgia Southern before receiving her specialist degree from Georgia Southwestern. She stated, "I realized I was living my dream of teaching kindergarten the first day I walked through my door." Mrs. Pope believes the old adage that says, "Everything you need to know you learned in kindergarten because that is where students gain the biggest foundational pieces. Learn basic skills, fairness, rigor, number sense, the ability to read, how to be a friend, and how to effectively communicate, all of which are things they will use throughout their lifetime." Mrs. Pope's educational philosophy can be summarized by a quote from William Yeats. "Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire." It's Mrs. Pope's desire to spark a lifelong love for learning for all students. Not just check a box, but teach them the importance of learning through experiences. She states, "Advocating for change and taking on leadership roles in education have been instrumental in shaping my growth as a teacher and lifelong learner." Mrs. Pope knows that the relationship a teacher forms with their students is paramount to any standards set by the state. And it's through these solid relationships that parents and teachers work together for their students' success. One of her former students wrote, "Being your student was the best thing that has ever happened to me. I appreciate all the things you've done. Your kindness will always have a special place in my heart." A co-worker then shared, "Mrs. Pope not only pushes her students to be their best, but she encourages them along the way. Her drive and determination to learn is inspiring. Mrs. Pope is the teacher we all should aspire to be, the epitome of excellence, the ultimate champion for her students."
Miss Pope is a good teacher because she lets us pick out of the prize box every Friday.
Miss Pope is a good teacher because we get to get on the games in our computer, and we have a lot of fun. She reads books to us, and she was the best teacher that I had in kindergarten.
Miss Pope is a good teacher because she helps me learn my sight words. Miss Pope is a good teacher because she taught me how to write and I won the Eraser Writing Award. Miss Pope is the best teacher because she helped us do our sight words and she let us play in center when it was raining.
Miss Pope is a teacher because I learned math because she's the best teacher in the whole entire world. And East Lawrence Primary.
This is East Lawrence Primary School's Teacher of the Year, Naomi Pope. The Teacher of the Year for East Lawrence Elementary is Mrs. Tamra Smith. Mrs. Smith has 20 years of teaching experience and is currently teaching 5th grade. Mrs. Smith holds a bachelor's, master's, and specialist degree, along with her gifted in field endorsement. She strives to continue to sharpen her skills through engaging in professional learning in her school. Mrs. Smith has been recognized as Teacher of the Month in 2019, E3 Teacher of the Quarter in 2023, and is a graduate of the 2022 to 2023 Aspiring Leaders, Cohort 8. She believes in promoting a positive learning environment, data-driven instruction, and continuous collaboration with her colleagues and parents. She states, "By making these aspects the focus, I hope to enhance student engagement, academic achievement, and overall learning outcomes for all students." Reflecting on her teaching career, Mrs. Smith shared, "I am deeply honored to have been selected by my peers as Teacher of the Year for my school. This recognition not only acknowledges my dedication to teaching, but also highlights the profound impact that teacher leadership has had on my overall experience in this field. I turn the lights out each night, knowing with confidence that I gave my students my all that day." A former student wrote, "There are many champions in education, but for me, one sticks out. Mrs. Tamra Smith. I learned so much from her, but it was the way she cared for me, pushed me beyond my limits, motivated me, and inspired me that I will remember forever." A colleague shared, "She leads by example. Her passion is palpable. She empowers us to all be better. But above all that, she is continuously learning and reflecting upon her practice, always striving for more. Our school is very lucky to have her teaching our students every day."
Miss Smith was a good teacher because she let me be myself in her classroom and taught me how to be a good grammar and writer.
Miss Smith was my favorite teacher because she really helped me understand writing and ELA, and now I am a very fluent writer, and learning in her class was really fun. She just made it fun, and she was just the best teacher.
Miss Smith was a great teacher because she helped me understand the questions and she was really good at explaining them.
Miss Smith was a good teacher because she was supportive, funny, and she always supported what I did at home. If I had a bad grade, she would let me bring it up after class. She would ask if I needed some help, and if I said yes, she would call me at recess and help me. And that's why Miss Smith was a good teacher.
This is East Lawrence Elementary School's Teacher of the Year, Tamra Smith. The Teacher of the Year for East Lawrence Middle School is Jennifer Wood. With 17 years of teaching experience and currently specializing in 6th grade math and social studies, Mrs. Wood brings passion and expertise to her classroom every day. She embarked on her journey in education after graduating from Georgia College, where she earned a Bachelor of Science degree in middle grades education with a concentration in math and language arts. Driven by her commitment to enhance her teaching skills, Mrs. Wood obtained her master's degree also in middle grades education. Her hard work has not gone unnoticed, as she was recognized in February 2024 as the E3 Teacher of the Month. She stated, "I am committed to making a positive impact in my students' lives." She implements innovative teaching methods to engage all learners and tries to create an enjoyable learning atmosphere. Moreover, Mrs. Wood prioritizes building strong relationships with students, colleagues, and parents to cultivate a supportive and welcoming environment. She has high expectations for her students, but truly believes all students can learn, and her goal is to help students develop their love for learning. A former student wrote, "Without a shadow of a doubt, hands down, Mrs. Wood is the best teacher ever. She cares about her students and taught me I can achieve anything I set my mind to." A colleague wrote, "Mrs. Wood's patience and understanding shine through her work with students. Her ability to connect with them demonstrates her professional and caring nature. Furthermore, her dedication, positivity, and adaptability make her the perfect candidate for Teacher of the Year. She is a true asset to East Lawrence Middle School and the Lawrence County School District."
Miss Wood is a good teacher because every time you need help with something, she's always there to help you. And she always makes stuff fun whenever it's not really fun, but then she makes it fun.
Miss Wood is a good teacher because she gives us time to do stuff.
Miss Wood is a good teacher because whenever we're struggling to learn something, she's always willing to help us. And also, whenever we're behind on work, she always provides us time to make that up so we're not behind.
Miss Wood is a good teacher because she is a thoughtful woman and she loves to teach and she is very hilarious.
Miss Wood is a great teacher because even if you miss a day, like she'll help you with the work, and she will not let you go out like a day without doing that work. So she's gonna make sure you get it done and get the grade that you needed or you deserve, because she know what your worth is.
This is East Lawrence Middle School's Teacher of the Year, Jennifer Wood. The Teacher of the Year for Southwest Lawrence Elementary is Jamie Young. Mrs. Young earned her bachelor's degree in social work from Mississippi College and is currently enrolled in the University of West Georgia's Master of Arts in Teaching Special Education program. Mrs. Young has 12 years of experience, 8 of which are in a special education class that requires a small group setting for learning. She currently teaches all subjects to kindergarten through 5th graders. Mrs. Young believes in meeting her students and families where they are and guiding them as they move forward together on the student's educational journey. She says, "Children watch and learn from our actions and words. If we show respect, kindness, and acceptance, then we set the standard for the way they should treat each other. My classroom is a direct reflection of the way I love, inspire, and treat my students each and every day." One of her former students said, "I have had some cool teachers, but no one cooler than Mrs. Young. She helped me in all my subjects and would make me laugh when I was sad. Mrs. Young was always there for me." A coworker shared, "While she sets high expectations for her students, more importantly, she consistently demonstrates patience and understanding. Her commitment to teaching is clear as she goes above and beyond to meet the needs of her students." Mrs. Young stated, "It is imperative to the success of students for educators to partner with families to support and advocate for students as we help them meet their educational goals, become lifelong learners, and prepare them for the world."
Miss Young is a good teacher because she's a very good teacher. She helped me with math and was amazing, Miss Young.
Miss Young is the best teacher because she loves us and she is actually thoughtful and she's the best teacher. We all love her too and we love what she does for us and we love all the things she does and she'll make sure we have what we need.
I love Miss Young and I just give her a hug. I love Miss Young and got my heart.
This is Southwest Lawrence Elementary School's Teacher of the Year, Jamie Young.
Since 1916, Gravely has been designed, engineered, and made right here in the USA. Whether you prefer gas or electric, every Gravely has been forged with the commercial landscaper in mind. So they're not only built to last, but to also keep you riding comfortably from dawn to dusk. So ask yourself, are you ready to graduate to a Gravely? Visit your local Gravely dealer today.
Hey, I'm TJ with Dublin Outdoors and Power Sports, formerly known as Myers Equipment Supply. We're your full-line dealer for Gravely lawnmower sales and service.
Hi, I'm Tom Dominy. Here at Dublin Wind Nelson, we pride ourselves on providing the industry's highest quality products at the most competitive pricing. We are a full-service wholesaler specializing in plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products. With a staff that collectively offers more than 50 years of expertise, our team knows your industry, and we can answer your questions and help you get the parts and equipment you need. From mowing to Renee, we carry the plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products you need from the brands you trust. We also carry a great lineup of Milwaukee tools. At Dublin Wind Nelson, our goal is the long-term success of your business. We achieve that goal with a simple commitment, doing things right, one customer at a time. If you have a question, or if you're looking for a hard-to-find part, give us a call. Our experts are ready to help. Order online, give us a call, or come by at 507 Airport Road in Dublin. We're committed to building long-term relationships with our customers by earning your business every day.
I think no one says it better than our own children, right? And our own students. So this time we like to recognize each one with our traditional apple plaque we have for each of our Teacher of the Years, and then we will honor our Lawrence County Teacher of the Year. So this time, as I call you up, if you'll come forth and get your plaque. Antonio Green. Shelby Hill. Meredith Lawhorn. Jennifer Wood. Naomi Pope. Pamela Howell. Is Jamie Young. Sunitra Johnson. Tamora Smith. And before I award the Lawrence County Teacher of the Year, Ms. Pat, you want to give a few directions on, I know you want some pictures.
I do want some pictures. I want to make sure that I get a photo of you with your group, okay? With your principal as well as your family. And I'd like to get a group of all of the teachers together for the newspaper.
You want to get the group first, Ms. Pat?
Yes.
All right, so and you want that picture in front of the tables? Or you want it in front? You do it where? Okay. So we'll make you a little room and put you some chairs up. All right, so everyone who's been recognized today would obviously be a well-chosen representative. And we appreciate the work that Ms. Lisa Dean and our other two judges have done to come up with our finalist and our winner for our Lawrence County Teacher of the Year, and that is Ms. Shelby Hill. In spite of her husband.
Charles.
We thank you for coming out today, and if we would, we'll go ahead and start setting up for some pictures and just kind of hang with your group. So I know Miss Pat's going to want to keep you in your group. So